heating things up with Windy and Pauline. Or
Hey.
hey. So I'm thinking, Windy, that we were talking about doing something on fashion and the aspects of fashion as art. So I was looking at something earlier at some of the runway fashion, and I wrote this down. I had to write it down. It came into my head, and I said, a lot of runway fashion is totally art because while you're there watching it on the runway, you love it. But don't lie, tell the truth. If you saw somebody walking down the street with half the stuff you just got done loving on the runway, you would want to pull out your phone and post it up like, what the heck?
Right. Yeah, I've always felt that way about runway. It's like, where the hell are you going to wear that? I mean, really, I'm going to be honest. Where are you going to show up in that unless it is that type of an event that focuses on fashion, you know? And there are those spectacular events like what Sue Wong would put on, you know. Okay, everybody comes like in their artistic wear.
And you know what? And it transcends over so many different platforms where people use clothes to relate to their artists, friends, like musicians. Everybody dresses in that kind of gear when they go to their concerts.
Yes.
I remember when I was a kid, I went to a concert, a Bootsy Collins concert. And even people will remember Patti LaBelle. They used to look like going into outer space.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
It was some cool stuff to see on stage with our entertainers and these artists. However, we weren't going to look comfortable walking down the street in those clothes.
Exactly. It's like when people come to my shows, they'll wear purple, you know, because they think for some reason it's my favorite color. I just don't get it. But they all show up.
It might be the purple hair. I'm just saying. And you got purple on now, so.
It just makes me feel good, you know, because it is a color that I enjoy wearing. So I really love that. But it's like to honor that artist, you know, it's like in giving homage to that artist. So that's why I think that's great.
And when I go to Jazz and Pink's concerts, I always rock my pink.
Me too. Me too.
Support of the band and
exactly
pink. So fashion for artists go hand in hand. And there are a lot of magazines just dedicated to the art form of fashion out there. So I'm looking forward to going. I met Sue Wong, but I didn't do an interview at the LA Art Show this year. And I have some pictures that I'll go ahead and share. And her collection, she had a huge collection of her clothes, her beautiful gowns. And I'm telling you now, they were works of art. In the LA Art Show, rows and rows and rows of them. And I went down every single row and I tried to find one that I wouldn't wear, and there wasn't one that I wouldn't wear. I promise you, you know, usually there's that one, not with her collection.
Her clothes are beautiful for women with our figure, except for one thing, because, you know, when I lived in Thailand for 7 months, I wore all Sue Wong.
Ooh.
And I hope we can share some of those pictures, but I wore all of her gowns. But the only thing is, this was like all over the place, and they're not really built for. She needs to make some larger cup sizes for you and I, at least.
Right.
Because I'd be busting out, okay, but.
I feel like busting loose.
Hey. You know, but I think some people may have enjoyed that part of the gowns. But I was honored enough to wear her beautiful dresses and gowns, and oh my God, I felt like a queen every time I put on her work. You know, it's workable, wearable art. I mean, they're beaded, they're exquisite pieces of art. I mean, I've been to her shop where she actually makes them, and they're beading and they're doing all this work, and it's intense. And she comes to work dressed to the nines. I mean, when she goes to her place of business, she's like decked out. I'm like, wow. Oh, all right. I mean, isn't that something?
Yes, and I mean, Wendy, everybody, Wendy's being a little bit modest here because it's a little bit more to her with this Sue Wong. She has several of her gowns, and I saw a picture of her with Sunny Day, that's Wendy's daughter, at one of Sue Wong's parties, and they were taking a picture with my high school sweetheart, Tommy Davidson.
That's right.
And I couldn't believe it. I said, that little rascal, I know him. I know the whole family. I helped them patch the walls when they bought the house in Tacoma Park. And I came back to Cali. I said, that was my high school sweetheart, old Tommy Davidson. He ended up marrying my friend, Desiree Keating. By the way, her Mark Keating, all us little girls used to just love him. We all crushed on Mark back in the day. But you have a picture with Tommy at Sue Wong's party with Sunny Day. Now, what was that party?
I mean, it was a special one because it was at a club somewhere, and I'd have to get that information. And everybody there, including her models, because she did a fashion show that night, they were like dressed like we're talking about in artistic wear, and it was all Sue Wong. It was food everywhere. It was drinks. It was a dance floor. Dancers were dancing on the ceiling, and it was one of the most amazing parties I'd ever been to, actually.
Yeah, so if I had her gowns, I would put them on soft mannequins and just let them sit out like works of art. Like you hang art from your walls. I would probably post her dresses up as conversational pieces because I know everybody would gravitate towards them. They'd be like, oh, wow.
Absolutely.
I'm like, this is a Sue Wong, yes.
Yes. She's amazing. And, I feel like a lot of art is born out of, she's from China. And back in China, they wore these large headpieces and things like that, the royalty.
Yes.
And even not royalty. And I think a lot of her inspiration came from China.
Yes.
And of course, and she tells us about her humble beginnings. And, she has quite a story.
That's the
and
best,
I think
though.
When gravitated to
someone comes from that humble beginning and they have it and grown and then becomes a Sue Wong.
Yes, they are grown just like diamonds, and
she considers herself to be a creative. So, that's that exploration of mind that's just limitless. And so there is no end to that. You can't stop that force that when you have that creative mind.
Yes.
There's no end to what you can do.
But I think a lot of fashion is born out of necessity. And I like to tell that story about Billie Holiday and how she was about to go on to perform and she was curling her hair and she actually burned a patch of hair out of her head. Oh. And one of the other performers thought quickly and ran down the street to the little flower mart on the corner and came back with these large gardenias. And Billie Holiday placed them on her head, the left side. Wow. And that became her. She was famous from then on for the gardenias because she loved it after that. Right. They're so fragrant. For number one, they smell so good. And so she started wearing gardenias. But that was born out of an accident. As we know, there are no accidents in this world.
Who knew that about Billie Holiday? I'm just saying, trivia. I love trivia. So little details that fill in something that you may have taken for granted. We just see her with a flower in her head, but that it was because she burnt up her hair and somebody was put these in there to cover that spot up. Because we girls actually, we do some quick thinking on getting it.
Exactly. So I've created pieces of art, and I'm sure that you have too. And
I have.
Okay. So I just I wanted to show you something that I made. And the reason why I want to show this to our audience because it's so simple the way I made it. But check it out. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, ba-bam.
Okay, right?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, right? So let me show you something.
Oh, yeah. See? I like it. I like it a lot.
So this is a simple way, lady.
Hat.
Huh?
You can put that around any hat.
Any hat.
Right.
Okay. So all you have to do is find I've got this somewhere, years ago for like $6 somewhere. And it never really looked right on me. It just never really did it for me.
Yeah.
And so I've always had this top hat, this old top hat, because I love things from the 40s. It's old. I mean, it's
top hats.
So I just popped this on there one day.
Oh.
And I was like, bam! Oh my goodness.
Bam! Let's talk about heating things up in here.
Okay. So, it's simple things. And this was born out of the fact that this didn't look right. And out of necessity, I wanted to have something else on. And I grabbed this, grabbed that, and bam, it became a match.
That's right. Because you knew that was cute, the flowers, and you really liked
it.
Couldn't part with it. And you was like, one of these days, you're going to work with something. I'm going to keep you around. And I'm going to find a way to make it work. Because I really like you. And you clicked on my head and you didn't look right, damn it.
Right.
Find a way. And you did. Look at that.
Right. So what you got?
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and this is my first one that I ever made. And I started doing these and they actually became therapeutic. And I made like 30 of them. I was obsessed. You could call me the Mad Hatter. And this one's in bad shape, and I will never get rid of it. And the eyes.
Oh, I love it.
I took goggles and then made these from different trinkets and things that I got. I painted.
Oh, I love it.
And I lined it, and I promise you, I could stick my head down in here and see the whole universe.
Wow. So creative.
And
how did you get that effect on the outside?
I just used my finger and buffed it. This is a labor of love. I just brush it, the gold in different spots. These are very colorful foam tiles, actually. Very colorful. I cut. Even the rivets are hole punched, cut out, and then glued on there to make it look like rivets. And I can make it look like wood, metal, copper, different types of things just by adding artistic flair to it. And
you are so creative.
And I
love it.
And that was my first one that I ever made. And since then, I have made, they all do stuff. I've gotten rid of some of the ones that do some of the fun stuff because they sold. But like they blow bubbles, they play music, they have working gears on them. And they have themes. So this is like a nautical themed hat.
Oh,
that's a foam. I made that. I just cut it out. And then it has keys and different ropes.
Oh my goodness.
And you can.
I know some people here where I live in San Pedro, they love that.
So that key goes to that lock. And then it's got this. And because it's a nautical hat, it's got.
Oh my gosh.
And everything. And it's got the rope. You can't have that without the rope, and different seashells and things on it.
I love it.
It's got fur to keep you warm if you go to the Arctic.
Wow.
And it lights up. And I don't know if the batteries are good in here right now, but I can give you a little sample. Hold on. Let's see. I haven't.
Okay.
So, and then it has.
Is that? Wow. Is the light on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lights.
I see it. Yes.
I'm in there, right?
No, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, get out.
Yeah. So it lights up and everything. And I made one with a dual light on it that
wow.
Yeah. And so
very nice. Heating things up. See what I'm saying?
All right.
Love it. Well, look, I got one more to show you now.
Talk about fashion. Right?
Yeah, we're talking about fashion. Now, this thing I saw in a little shop here in San Pedro was just a plain looking hat, but I thought it was so cool because it's so tall, right?
I like those hats. I'm a fan.
I know. Isn't it funny? We both like these hats.
I love it.
And so I was at a place in San Pedro, and I mean, in LA, actually, it was like the Pan-African Film Festival. And then, the ladies go to the Crenshaw Mall and then they sell jewelry. So it was a designer, and she had this crazy funky,
in here.
funky scarf. And I didn't know what to do with it, but I loved it.
Right. Oh!
And this is what I ended up doing with it. I just put it around this hat.
Goodness, who would have done that?
And it just...
You have something that you may not know to wear with something else, or even if you do like it and you still want to wear it another time with some other way.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it.
I ended up doing a photo shoot in this hat, and man, the pictures came out so great. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Look at that. I wouldn't even take that one off. That's cute.
So it just shows you that everything is fashion. You know, it's just it's just having that eye. And you know, my mom was a seamstress. And I think that's where it comes from. You know, my mom used to make clothes for a high-end boutique in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they were one-of-a-kind pieces. And my mom didn't even need patterns. She would just be able to look at something. But she made gloves. She upholstered our furniture. She made our drapes. She made our bedclothes.
I don't buy any of those things. I make all of
everything. Right.
And so this is off of the same hats that we were looking at. But this one's covered in this fabric. And this was just a gift bag that I got from somebody that actually has lace on it.
Yeah, I love it. So that's the bottom of the bag?
It was the side. Only one side had it.
One side, okay.
Had paper. And I was
love
like,
that
I'm
one.
not throwing that away. And I cut that paper and I used it on that one day. So
I want to wear that one for New Year's Eve, I think.
Hey, and I made the bustier. This is just foam and some screws and some ribbon. And I just put them on the back there to make a mock bustier and put some, curly ruffles that I sewed and then pulled the thread through to give it a roll on it. And just,
so we might want to say, if people want to purchase one, we may have to do a one-of-a-kind hat, huh?
Hey.
Oh, that's boss, as my Aunt Mildred would say. That's boss. Oh, yeah. I love it.
You think
it looks good on you? It looks good on you.
Thank
you. Uh-huh. It looks good on you.
I took a picture with my son in this hat. It looks good on men, too. I know it sounds weird. But
no, yeah.
I have
definitely.
My son has hair longer than mine. His hair is about down, about maybe 3-4 inches longer than mine.
Oh, it looks good with long hair.
And then the last one, this is the homage to you, and I had it in our first video, and I don't even noticed it, and I literally stuck it in the background because and like you said, people like to honor you with purple. And go look at our video, audience. Go look at the video that I made with Creative Artists Magazine with Windy. It's on YouTube and Facebook, and you'll see this in the background on my.
I saw that.
And I had it lit up with purple there, and
I did see that.
And purple there. So those are.
I did see that. I just really wasn't clear what it was, but I saw it in the background.
This is the mini nautical. And what you do is, because I dress up steampunk sometimes for Halloween or costume parties, New Year's.
All right now.
I put in a rubber band, not a band, but elastic band from here and it goes behind your hair, so no one sees.
Right.
I partied like a rock star, and it never came out.
That's so cute. That is so cute. And it's got my purple. Hey,
Wendy's purple here. Yeah.
Hey,
this was
girl. I would pay money for that hat. I mean, that is one of a kind. Okay.
We can sell them. I mean, I have
lights.
We can make them brand new, but
I love it though. I love it.
So us two fashionistas done had a good time heating things up. I actually did get hot up in here when you were talking about it, because I love creativity. And you showed me, because first of all, the hats by themselves were absolutely beautiful. And it's not always about making something. It's about having two different things that you really enjoy and then merging them together. That's when you become a creative artist. When you stepped outside of the realm of accepting things as they were and you created something else out of it, you've allowed your mind to explore other opportunities and find something beautiful, because those two hats were beautiful on their own, as well as the individual things. But combining them, it was a no-brainer on the effect.
Well, thank you. And I think it's about repurposing. You know, that's what you did with all of those things that you added on there. They were maybe going to be tossed away at some point, but you took them and gave them life again and repurposed those things. And so if we believe that inanimate things are energy too, and they are, then they were like, hey, what about me? You are a creative artist.
Thank you. And you are a creative artist.
Well, girl, it's been fun hanging out with you today.
And I hope we were able to share some things with people that they can go ahead and explore. Go through your closet, your drawers, and
That's right.
That you haven't been able to use because you liked it, but not like it is. And
right.
Something else that you really like that could probably use a little facelift on it, and put them together and see what you come up with.
That's it. That's it.
Share it with us when you do, because we like seeing creative stuff.
Absolutely. Yay.
Yay.
Well, I guess we're going to sign off, huh?
That's right. And you've been here heating things up with
Windy
and Pauline.
So what were we saying? Oh, so we go back to...
I'm recording, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm just
saying. I don't know.
Oh, okay. It's Pauline. Where's Windy? Oh, Windy, come back.
Here I am. Girl, the thing done fell.
That's an outtake, everybody. Sorry. These things happen from time to time.
Well, when you...
Windy and Pauline.
When you're hefty, the right one hit the side and bam, it was...
Yeah, because I'm checking on myself to see how I look. Looking all right in there. All right. Hey. Okay. Oh, I can't see a thing. I started making my emoji with these. I'm like, okay. Woo. All right. Woo. So
your arms look good.
After I get Sunny Day to hook me up, they're gonna be looking great. Sunny Day up in here.
Hey, playing.
Looking good. We're gonna have to get her on here too real soon.
Yeah.
All
right, girl.
Ready to go.
Well, until next time. You have a good day, dear.
Okay.
Mwah.